All right, y'all. So Alex Jones melted down live on air at, quote, the self-fulfilling prophecy of his ruin following bankruptcy hearing. So this is something. I couldn't wait to share this with you. So what you're going to notice here, this is the article in Raw Story that you're currently looking at. I'll play the video for you. What you're going to notice here is he keeps contradicting himself about the financial situation and the situation for his InfoWars show. So listen to this. You'll start noting the contradictions very early here.
Edge of insolvency. We are in bankruptcy to try to get through this and to try to minimize the bills. And then a bunch of the audience thinks, well, he's going off air, I'm not going to support. No, it's chapter 11, subchapter 5. All we got to do is have a plan, make it through the plan, and we stay on air indefinitely, and they can't shut us down, and we get our appeals. And I'm not bitching, but I'm going to get to that later, because national headlines, Judge strips Jones of bankruptcy protection in devastating blow to Jones. We took the stay off on the Connecticut and Texas Sandy Hook show trial cases because we're appealing it. We put in the motion. And when you read way down in the Associated Press, it says Jones's lawyers lifted the stay. Which it's a liberating feeling. I kind of feel good in this fight that I'm going to get down to the point where I can't buy groceries. That makes me feel actually like I've done my job. I'm actually liking this in a way. Because unlike Fauci, I don't tell lies. You got that? That's my secret. My brain becomes more powerful every day because I've trained myself not to lie to myself, not to lie to my audience, and not to lie in front of God. Do whatever you need to, or make the conscious decision that the Democrats couldn't shut us down, and the debanking and the deep state and the censorship couldn't shut us down, and all the fake lawsuits couldn't shut us down, but you decided to believe their propaganda, because I've not talked to folks on the street and everywhere else, we get the emails, and you believe we're going under because the lawyers told you we're going under, the Democrats told you we're going under, and you've decided, some of you, to believe that, so we've gotten less support since all those court cases. Okay, believe them. Believe it, and then it'll make it true. Because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that this show is one of the most important broadcasts in the world for liberty, and it is up to the audience to decide whether we stay on the air or not. Thing you've done. But let me tell you, if we were losing by a long shot, and if we were way behind to pay the bills, I could just say, well, it's time to really shut this down or crush it down or move on or whatever. We've been here 20-something years, 15 years in this building. But the fact that it's just right there where we're almost where we need to be and we're just almost going to beat these people, it just pisses me off.
So you could see there he's doing like the cheap televangelist, like, give me money, buy my products, do please, please, please. But the contradiction at the heart of what he's saying is he keeps going back and forth from like, I'm going to get to the point where I can't even buy groceries. So he's talking about his financial struggles and his financial woes and the bankruptcy and, oh my God, they're on the verge of crushing us. And then in the next breath, he's like, well, they're not crushing us. They can't shut us down. They can't debank us. We're surviving, and you're believing the deep state and the Democrats when they say we're in financial trouble. Wait, which is it? You just told us you're in financial trouble. You just told us you're going to get to the point where you can't afford fucking groceries. So, no, he keeps going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, depending on his whim, depending on his mood. Do I want to tell people that I'm a lion and I'm pushing through and we're actually thriving in this moment? Or do I want to tell people, hey, I'm struggling and I'm struggling really fucking bad, and please send me money and buy my dick pills and buy all my scam-ass supplements and shop at the InfoWars store? And I love how he says there, like, support went down since the trial. And his interpretation of that is, people think we're getting shut down anyway, so like, why would I keep supporting? There's also another option, Alex. Maybe some people realized, holy fucking shit, this guy's a psycho. This guy was inaccurately saying for years that Sandy Hook was a hoax. Even when, look, and I was making this point to Crystal the other day, Alex Jones, in a sense, is a victim of his own charisma. Because if he was fucking boring and saying the exact same shit, nobody would have cared. Nobody would have harassed the parents of the Sandy Hook victims, and it just would have like died in a sad corner of the internet, right? But since Alex Jones is charismatic and he built a big show and he ran with this narrative of the Sandy Hook hoax, it spread far and wide. Basically, everybody who thinks it's a hoax got it from him. And so Alex, honestly, I think Alex could have gotten away with it even if he started just doing like a both sides thing about the Sandy Hook incident, the Sandy Hook shooting. If he did like, look, we got some evidence and we think it might be a staged event and here's the evidence for that, but also I'm getting a lot of pushback and the counter evidence is here's what they say as to how this is real. I spoke to the parents and they seem like they're genuinely struggling, and here's another piece of evidence to show that this indeed was real and it did happen. If he just did like a both sides thing, he probably would have gotten away with it. But he couldn't even bring himself to do a both sides thing until years and years and years later, after he had pushed the narrative relentlessly that it was a hoax, it was completely fake, and they were doing it to take your guns. So, in a sense, he's got nobody to blame but himself, man. He's got nobody to blame but himself. And really nobody to blame for himself, because the way he lost the cases was what's called by default, which means he didn't cooperate with the court to give them all the documents he was legally required to give them, and so they ruled him guilty by default. So again, he's doing it to himself. He did it to himself. But look, this is the hallmark of a televangelist scam artist, right? We're doing terrible and we need you. Actually, we're doing great and we're thriving and they can't take us down, and so you should donate to us because we're so strong. Which is it? Donate because you're on the brink of bankruptcy, or donate because you're so strong and you defeated them and, you know, we should keep plowing forward? Which is it, Alex? Which is it? Oh, man. I wonder if also he's losing support because he had on Kanye West and he had on Nick Fuentes and they went full Jewish question, and some percentage of his audience was like, hey, this is based. I support Kanye. I support Nick Fuentes. Alex isn't telling the truth about quote-unquote them. I wonder what percentage of the audience left for that reason. It's more than 1%, right? What are we talking, 5%? 3%? Something like that? So anyway, there you have it. Alex Jones saying and doing Alex Jones things. If you want to see me and Crystal Ball interview legends like Noam Chomsky, Cornel West, and more, subscribe to Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. $5 a month gets you the video version a day early. Remember, we take 0 ad dollars for this podcast. Or you can sign up on Substack for free and get the audio version a day later. Link in the video description box below.